Hi, I'm Helen Irlen, and I'm Executive Director of the Irlen Institute. I want to give you a little bit of background in terms of acceptability for the Irlen Method, and I want to mention a number of facts to you. One, I think you need to know that the Irlen Method has a international professional and scientific advisory board which includes experts from all over the world in various fields, including medicine, ophthalmology, optometry, neuroscience, research, education, autism, and dyslexia. In addition, there have been over 8,000 educators trained to use the Irlen Method, many of them who are actively involved in the educational setting. We have over millions of children who have used Irlen and are using Irlen colored overlays. Many states you'll find that colored overlays is considered an acceptable accommodation for standardized testing, meaning that if the child is using colored overlays in the classroom setting, then they're allowed to use the overlays for testing. And they do not need to have a 504 or an IEP in order to use colored overlays. It is considered a standard accommodation. In addition, some of our other recommendations, such as being able to take tests in a room with special lighting, and for those with Irlen, that means taking it in a room without fluorescent lights and just in natural lighting, and using a marker to track whether you're tracking while you're reading or tracking the Scantron answer sheets, are also considered standard accommodations. They do not need to have been documented with a 504 and IEP as long as they are being used in the classroom with the child. There are over 54 research studies, most of them published in peer-reviewed journals, looking at reading in terms of education, reading rate, accuracy, and comprehension. We also have studies that have been done in the prison system documenting that a significant number of the prisoners obviously have reading disabilities, and that would be over 89%. And out of that 89% who have reading disabilities and are presently in prison, 83% were identified as having Irlen syndrome and made moderate to considerable benefits using Irlen colored overlays. We also have neuroscientific research, brain research, and biochemical research. I think the brain research is the most interesting because it actually shows how much effort your brain is using to process visual information if you have Irlen syndrome, and how it's not doing a very good job at it. It's inefficient and it's creating strain and fatigue. And you can see it on the scans that we show, and how when an individual is then using and wearing the Irlen spectral filters, that the brain totally calms down and is able to easily and accurately process visual information. And I mean that means just looking at someone or reading or copying, or any type of visually intensive activity. For more information, especially about the research, let me refer you to www.irlen.com, where you can get into the research section, read some of the highlights of research in the various areas, and then go into the brain research and pull that up and take a look at the changes and the differences in the brain's ability to process information. And you'll be amazed at the differences. Thank you for joining me.